Welcome. Merry Christmas, Doug. I'm just gonna jump in.
Do it, man. Let's do it.
Um, this is one of my favorite beers of the year, so I'm glad that I found it and I got it. I was supposed to give this one away, but it never slipped. Somehow I got lucky and I didn't give it away. It is indeed Mexican Honey Light.
Wow.
It is basically, Doug. It's a really light lager beer, but this one packs a lot of flavor. The honey really brings out a lot of it. Indeed is a local Minneapolis, so you probably wouldn't hear about them. They just slowly got into Wisconsin, but you see how crisp it is in my dirty glass. But
Yeah,
like,
that's light lager is definitely light. So
good way to start. I don't know where this night's gonna end. I don't know where it's gonna end. So starting with a light lager, crisp, um, flavorful. When they say like lagers are coming back, this is what they're talking about. Um, this is they also have a honey. They also this is a honey. This is Mexican light. They also have a Mexican honey, which is fantastic too. And again, man, I a lot of people came to craft beer because of lagers, meaning they didn't like them. And now that craft brewers are doing them again and they're
yep.
coming back, I think it's fantastic.
So did now as far as that, do you get is the honey a sweetener? Like how do you get the flavors of honey or the like any of that?
Yeah, it's sweet, man. What's wrong with my eye here?
No, no.
Anyway, um, it's sweet. It's sweet, man, but it's not too sweet. The crispness takes the sweetness. The crispness at the end takes that sweetness off. But I mean, it is you get the honey, and I think the honey overshadows like the corniness. If there's any corniness or
Mm-hmm.
grainyness in a lager, the honey overshines this. This is a downer. This is one you just throw back.
Yeah,
This
slam.
is probably a shower beer. I'm not sure. This is definitely a lawnmower beer.
Mm. Well, so it's like the Honey Crisp apple of beers.
Hmm. Look at this, man, and I'm almost done.
Awesome. Well, I better
So,
start. So yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So I'm going to do a Christmas beer, but a ladder of it, as I mentioned on our group. Basically, I'm going to do Chocobesa, the Stone. It's a inspired by Mexican hot chocolate stout.
Okay.
So it's an imperial stout. So this is this year's version. I have a 2018 version and 2017 version. So I'm going to be going through them. I'm going to start with the most recent one because I'd like to see how the aging process moves the taste along. So, you know,
Interesting.
yeah, you've had this. I've already had one of these, and it's one of my favorites because it's definitely a very distinctive beer. It has really, really good flavor.
Let's find this bad boy here. Here
There
we
it
go.
is.
Imperial Stout, inspired by Mexican hot chocolate. There's a Mexican theme tonight.
Mm-hmm. Nice little dark roasty looking.
Yum.
Yep. It's got a little bit of chocolate nose, but not like overpowering, but not a lot in the way of coffee or the peppers. That I can get a little vanilla nose out of that and some nutmeg.
Mm. Let's see what they say here.
Man, that is so good.
Look at all the things they want you to
Yeah.
pair with too. Wow.
Pork.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the pepper stuff is so light. It's just a little flavoring. It's not a heat element too much, but just a little tiny bit. But man, it combines so well with the coffee, the chocolate, the vanilla. You get a little bit of the cinnamon in there too. The nutmeg's not so much in the flavor, more in the nose, but
Mm.
it's a lot going on. But it all just works. Like it all just combines really well together. Extraordinarily well balanced for how much stuff is going on. So, like I said, this is one of my favorite Christmas time beers. It's not technically a Christmas beer, but this is when it comes out, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the older versions taste like. But it's freaking outstanding.
Okay, so I was distracted. Oh, so I see it right now. It's a can. So did you just pick up one can, or what do we sell those in?
Oh, I picked up a 6-pack of it because I like it, and I'll save a couple to drink like later on in my fridge. And
What does the six? What does the six go for there in middle New York State?
It is. I think the six pack I got was $12.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, not bad.
No, great price.
Yeah.
So mocha stout. How much chocolate we getting out of that?
On the nose, just slight. You get more in the mouthfeel. It's more like the mouthfeel of it. It's not so much like a super chocolate. Like I said, everything is just it's there, but it's none of it overpowers each other. They all just kind of work in concert. It's really really super well balanced.
Nice. Yeah, you see here six by 12. Yeah, 6 packs, a bomber, and then draft.
Yeah, I will tell you that the it does not drink like it's 8.1, even though it's an imperial stout.
Mm-hmm.
It drinks way smoother than that.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what you got out of the other ones.
Yeah,
because this sounds like a smooth brew.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it all mixes together. So, and I don't know, Stone is great. Stone, big stouts, big IPAs.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just going to be interesting to see what the cellaring did to the flavors, which flavors get pulled forward, and which kind of fade out. I'm going to be curious to see how that goes.
So we're going to jump right in here to my second one while you enjoy yours, because you got bigger ones, man. This week you got bigger ones. So let's go around and do some dry dock. I think last week I showed all the dry dock I had, right?
Yeah, you had a boatload of them.
Right. So let's get through some of these. We have the blueberry blonde. So expecting lawnmower beer type.
A little bit of the blueberry.
Interesting color.
Yeah, like not blue, but it's like just got a tinge of it, it looks like.
Yeah, more like peach, but ooh, a lot of blueberry on the nose there. It smells more like a sour than it does a blonde.
Okay.
So let's do.
Yeah, it could be the fruit elements in it.
Assertive blueberry. It's there. It tells you it's there. It's not overpowering, not too sweet. You can still tell it's a blonde there. At the end here, not sour at all. It does give that, like if you were tasting a blueberry sour, you'd be like, oh, this is gonna be really good. This is really good. Not normally, this time of year people don't drink these beers, blondes and stuff. I think it's fantastic. I'm glad I have it. It's just a good contrast to what's coming later here. I got some stouts and stuff. And everybody has stouts this time of year. You know what I mean? Everybody who doesn't have stouts this time of year.
Yeah, and excuse me, the idea of starting light and kind of working your way up to the bigger ones is always kind of nice. So you get the variance of different things you're trying. So, I'm not doing that. I'm just sticking with one and seeing how it changes over time. So,
well, let's see what they say about it here. Again, fantastic light beer. I don't see it under here. So is it a seasonal one? Oh, coconut porter. That's an interesting one.
Coconut blonde.
Here we go.
5.1.
Yes, I'm way past that at this point, bro. Okay.
The booty box. I need me a booty box.
Booty box. So Misty Golden Brown Blonde fermented blah 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 blah.
Booty box.
Yes. So 5.1. It drinks less than that, man. This is just a nice, afternoon summer drinker. 5.1. Oh, look, blueberry puree, some hops, but sweet and finish. Yep. Chicken salads. Bratwurst. Okay. I'm not.
Our friend Jay, he said that he's had a bad history with blueberry beers.
Oh no. Lizard of Cos.
You get a bad experience of one style or one taste, just like liquor. You're just like
Lizard of Cos, Jay.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
That beer is fucking horrible. So is the brewery, by the way. But anyway,
yeah, one during a 5K beer run. I'm like, well, why would you do that on a beer, like while you're running? Hey, let me stop and have a. beer.
Right, right. Well, let me stop and get any beer. First of all, wait. Let's start at the beginning. Why the fuck are you running? I'm just kidding.
Training for the zombie apocalypse, I think.
No, right. I'm not a runner. Only kidding. But no. Doug, man, it's really fascinating how beer and fitness things go together, especially beer and yoga now, beer and people cycling,
Yep.
beer and people running. I mean, this is a thing that's been going on forever. I've never really got it or understood it, but I really it's really coming out now with breweries because the breweries are just accenting it now. They're trying to get, runs in and out of their breweries, which is smart and brilliant and great. But I just never, and I don't know, man. I guess beers are really good, it's really good it's really good I would say, refresher, or when you're looking for nutrients, beers are good way to get. Yeah, right. It all fits in. It just doesn't for me.
Yeah, I would say though, I think the idea of like, there's obviously certain beers you would drink when you're like if you're biking or you're not going to go out and like, here, give me this old Rasputin or something like. You'd be like, whoa.
Sam Adams Utopia, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's not going to work. but as we always talk about, there's a beer for every occasion.
Yep.
So
Jay said that was in his younger days. He doesn't run for his beer anymore. So wise choice, Jay.
Yeah, and that's also dad life too. You run after your kids, you're done running after anybody else. So I'm with you on the blueberry thing though. Like my stomach's starting to feel a little bit of a, I don't know what to say.
Rumbly in your tumbly.
Well, we've already talked about, when you drink it all day and mix it on these beers. So I don't know. We'll keep going. We're going to go with, since I'm the one who has a zillion of these, Pinion's Pale Ale. And this is another Dry Dock one.
Oh, that's from Dry Dock?
Yeah, you see.
Oh, there it is. It was the late,
small.
Way smaller, yeah.
Yeah, normally Dry Dock is, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, they hid I don't know what's going on with this one, but they hid the label pretty good on this one. Glass. I have to have a whole bunch of different glasses here tonight. So yeah, next week, for all who's listening and who will see, Doug and I are gonna do a little bit of a year in review. So we already have one guest booked who we will keep anonymous so you can come back. But we have a guest booked, and I don't know, we want to say thanks to everybody who's come on this year, who supported the show, who shared the show, all that. So next week is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. I already started the research on that today, Doug, as far as how many shows we've done and how many guests we've had and all these little things. So you better do some research because I'm going to have some trivia questions for you next week.
Okay, well, I'm good at trivia, so this ought to be fun.
Oh, shit. Okay. Now it's been upped a little bit. Now you told me you're good, so now I'm gonna.
Right. The trivia involving '80s music, because then I will be very well stocked.
We should do that New Year's Eve, man. Anyway, or something like where we get on and do like some dumb. We'll just drink and do some like trivia pursuit or something. That would be fantastic. You would kick my ass, but I would like it. It would be fun. So Pinion's Pale. Let's try it. I don't know by the label here, where I guess we're looking for some pine action, and which, Doug, so why I taste this and all that, are you a piney? We know that you came into all of this not liking IPAs, and now you've eased your way into having a segment of IPAs that you like. Like, I think everybody's like that. I don't think everybody likes all IPAs. I think everybody has their slot.
Yeah, like everybody has their little place, yes.
Right. Some people's slot is like New England. Some people's slot is. So what IPAs do you like the piney one? Like, all right, now that we're in a little bit further in your IPA history, do you like the piney ones, the juicy ones, the subtle ones? Where are you at with IPAs? Why I try this one?
Well, with IPAs, I tend to be more in the juicy realm. I do like some Northeast IPAs, but like the milkshake IPAs I like. But the milkshake IPAs I can't drink a lot of. They're kind of full, so it's like, yeah. But
lactosey?
Yes.
Or is it just
the piney ones, I have had a couple that I really liked, If they're done right, they have like almost a gin note to them, which I really like gin. So
So
yeah.
this is a piney one. So this is a pale ale, not an IPA. But
Okay.
again, they're all to me.
Tomato. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if they're big pale ales, if they're like really heavily hopped. To
Yep.
me, that's just an IPA. Again, like it's like porters or stouts, whatever. Anyway, this one is a piney one for sure, but not too assertive. It's there, it's there, but it's not like a big piney one. I'm not a big piney guy. I like the subtle ones more. So this is definitely more of my speed. It's not like it's just like you feel like you just got knocked over the head with a pine tree. Like
Yeah.
it's not that, but this one's pretty good, man. Again, for the subtle crowd, for the people who like, and I guess since it's a pale ale, it should be a little bit, you know, tamed down from an IPA.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Dry Dock, man. I don't know. I've heard nothing but pretty solid things about them. And then the lady went out to Colorado, came back, and she said, I don't know, they had a mix of 6 of Dry Dock. So I'm like, oh, I'm in. So this is pretty good, Don. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
All right, man. Well, you're 3 in. I've only done 1, so I'm going to jump into the next one. This is the last year's version. Now, it's going to be interesting is last year's version I can only get in cans. The 2017 one I have is a bottle. So I'm going to be curious if there's any difference in how they cellar cans versus bottles. I mean, I'm not an expert in that stuff at all. I just generally take stuff and throw it in my cellar and see how it tastes. I don't know if there's a difference in how it ages between the two things. I imagine there would have to be because chemically they're different things, but I don't know.
Right. So we'll see. But
we're gonna find out.
You are a cellarer,
Yeah,
more than me, and you haven't noticed any difference. But cans have just come in though, right? Like they just started really putting in cellarable beers.
They'd always done it in
right?
bottles, and just the past 2 years they started putting it in cans.
Right. So you're actually really at the infant stage of figuring it out. Gotcha.
This is way more chocolate on the nose right out of the can, like than the first one.
All right.
I think that looks darker than the other one. The other one was not as dark.
Okay.
Chocolate is so much more forward. Like all the other stuff. Remember I said I got a lot of subtle notes of smell off the other one. This one is not that. This is chocolate, a little bit of vanilla, and just a tiny bit of coffee.
Okay.
It's on the nose, so let's see how it tastes.
I fear the coffee's falling out. That's what I fear.
It's not as full-bodied. It tastes. It's not flat, but it's on the verge of that.
Okay.
Chocolate's way more forward, and that's really the predominant taste over and the stout taste. All the other flavors are really muted. I'm barely getting any other flavors at all than the chocolate. But it's not like the chocolate is like, here's a Hershey bar in your beer. It's not that. It's just the other one. It was so like everything was nuanced in the this year's version. But this one's cellared for a year in a can. The chocolate comes more forward, and the other stuff really fades back. It's still a decent beer. I think the one I had first was better than this, because I like the nuances of it. This is not as nuanced. So,
and I know I'm asking a lot here, but do you remember last year when you had it? Was it? Do you remember that at all? Was it more like the one that you just drank this year, or?
I remember last year being a year where because they put it in, it was the first year they did it in cans in mass, and I didn't think it was as balanced as previous years. And I don't mean like it was imbalanced. It just felt like the one that I drank first here was like, oh, this is good. There's so many flavors going on and everything just blends really well. The other one is more like, okay, you have all these things in here, but I don't taste but a handful of them, where the other one from this year. So It's probably cellar like I remember tasting it last year. You know what I mean? It tastes
Gotcha,
like it wasn't.
gotcha, gotcha.
So I
Sounds
mean,
like a better batch this year.
I think that might be the case. So, like I said, when I get to the 2017, I do not remember how it tasted when I drank it because that was 2 years ago, and I have trouble remembering stuff from 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, it's still
Right,
definitely good.
right.
It's still definitely good. It's still definitely drinkable. It's just I would say it's less than the current year, personally.
Gotcha. So that one sounds like we should have probably drank that fresh.
Yeah,
Because
they have on the thing where they tell you that I believe if I remember right, they have like cellar. You can cellar it until so and so date. Let me just look because
oh,
I remember
Stone
seeing.
is good like that. Stone is good like that. Yep.
Mm, yeah, I don't see that on this one. I thought I saw that before. I could be wrong. Yep.
So Doug,
Yeah.
it's time. It's time for a sponsor.
Oh,
And
no.
we don't have any. So I want to talk about Christmas. Are you done your Christmas shopping?
Yeah, I'm actually done. I finished it actually tonight. Believe it or not.
So just some people do catch us, believe it or not, some people do catch us when we're not live. So we are 5 days out, just so people know, from Christmas here. So I just wanted to know, like, I don't know, I'm pretty much done. I think there's one present coming in on Tuesday, but like I'm pretty much done like a couple weeks before, man. Like I got two boys who have birthdays in December and January.
Oh,
So in order to fit those two in with the Christmas stuff, I gotta start. I
really?
gotta start
Really?
or I will lose my mind. So,
Yeah. A wise choice, sir.
so then, okay, so then a really important question is, more than that, are you done your beer shopping for Christmas?
No, because I tend to do the, oh, well, it's the day before. I'll just grab a bunch of stuff, or like not Christmas Eve, but like the day before Christmas Eve. I'm like, all right, I'll grab some stuff. But I
Christmas
have a
Eve.
I have a whole bunch of stuff in my fridge. I have no idea what's even in there. So I've just been like, all right, time to drink. Let's go.
Right. So, I'm going for my next one here, brother.
Bring it on,
Well,
man.
well, I'll ask you. So, are you that guy? So then, how do you deal with Christmas and your beer? I I thought we may have talked about this a little bit last week. So, do you bring beer? Are you the person who brings beer? You just show up and deal with what they got. What do you got? Because I know people come to your house, you probably have a good selection and all that. So that's not what I'm talking about. What happens when you travel?
Well, when we travel, generally it's going to my parents, and my parents are not really drinkers. So
Okay.
if we go there and I'm going to drink their beer, it's going to be the leftover Bud Light from my uncle from 3 years ago.
No.
So if I'm going to drink stuff, usually I'll go. There's a locals. Well, I say local. By local, my parents live in rural PA, so local to us, there is 15 miles away. That's a bottle shop that I can grab some stuff. So what is
All
that?
right. Hop Abomination, we've moved up to, we were on Dry Dock's Pale Ale, so now we've moved up to there.
So that makes it sound like it's like a hop fest in your mouth.
Ooh, it smells like a big one. Yeah, so it sounds like you make sure when you go, you make sure that you're settled.
Yeah,
Because you're not.
if I'm gonna go down there and if I want to have some drinks, sometimes I don't. I just hang out with my parents and just relax. But
Well, oh no, you go. I'm sorry.
yeah, if I want something I like, I'm definitely have to bring it.
Well, I was gonna say you're Scotch for yours. So where does Scotch play into
Oh, they
this?
don't
I'm
drink that.
hearing a lot about beer. Where does Scotch play into it?
Well, I actually think Scotch is an excellent drink this time of year because it's warming. It's got a lot of flavor, but it's also something that it's a sipper. It's something just to kind of savor, and that's the kind of thing you want if you have a fireplace or something like that where you can just sit and just kind of chill out. You can do that with beer too. Not saying you can't, but just
Mhm.
Scotch has kind of a like we have a fire pit in our backyard. When we're over the fire pit, I'm almost always going to have a dram of Scotch with me out there because there's just something cool about that with fire.
Well, isn't it the whole smoke thing?
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. But I don't not all the Scotch I drink is smoky. Like I mean,
Gotcha.
smoky stuff I prefer. But if I'm drinking Irish whiskey, that's not smoky. So, but it's still, there's still something just, I don't know, it's almost primal that it feels really good with that. So,
Huh.
never.
So we'll get back to that in a second because I still want to learn a little bit more about that. But let's talk about hop abomination here real quick. It's funny, a hoppy warship of an IPA, massive amount of floral, citral, tropical hop flavors, lurk. Yes, and I don't know. I don't know if you saw this, but I emptied the. And by the time you're talking, I pretty much emptied the whole glass in here. So obviously I like it.
I dig the, I dig the label a lot.
What's going on? Oh, I didn't see the eyes, dog.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I noticed that stuff.
Yeah, no, and then what's this? Is this like water or looks like water, right?
You eat water and like it just feels like it's, you know, like a almost like a pirate style beer.
Yeah, those eyes, man. Because I was like, "What's this?" And then I didn't see the eyes, and I was like, "Whoa!" So,
But what hops are going on in that?
yeah. Hold on, let's get
What's
down
a?
there.
Yeah, no, there we go.
Yep. Okay, so 6.5 and the 70 IBUs. That's up there for sure. Crisp, clean for a finish. So, um, I actually think this is a fantastic beer, but I actually think, let's see. Okay, best. Okay, perfect. Best by 124.20. So, it's fresh.
Okay, which is
This is
good
a
for that type of beer. That's what you want.
Yeah, and it's good and it's big. But this is a big malt background. And I'm glad that I found out that it was fresh because I might have been like, I don't know if this is as hoppy as they want it to be.
Yeah.
This is as hoppy as they want it to be. But it has a big malt background. And sometimes that I really like those because I'm a multi guy, porter stouts,
Yeah.
dunkels all day long. I like all these multi beers. But sometimes in a big hoppy beer, um, I just don't want all hops. I just don't want it to be a hop drop. And this isn't a hop drop. This is a balanced beer. And this is what this is what kind of threw me off as much because there's a lot of, like you said by the title, Hop Abomination, and even by what they put up here, they threw a ton of hops in here, but they also did a lot of malt. And I'm liking it. It's a nice balanced IPA. It won't blow you away with the hops because again the malt is up there.
Yep.
But I love it. I think it's great. I'm a fan.
I'm glad you enjoyed that one. Like I said,
Man, Dry Dock is hitting it out tonight, man.
yeah.
I've heard good things about him, but I'm a fan. There's
Yeah.
a lot of testosterone in Hop Abomination. Okay, all right.
They should just call it toxic masculinity.
Well, come on, man, as we get up there, we're losing that T, right? So we need to get
that's
more
true.
T in our body, I guess, or something. So I'm down with that. Right. We'll just leave it. We'll leave it there. Okay, so, I don't know if I can finish this one yet, though. I don't know. I'm gonna come back to that one now. The only one I have not completely finished is the blueberry.
Well, if you said it was like if it's giving you a little queasiness, then leave
Well,
it.
it's the sweetness I think that throws everything off.
Yeah.
Like and you know what I'm talking about, especially if you have like a big sweet stout.
Yep.
Like it's kind of hard to like I don't know recalibrate yourself, or I don't even know which one. I don't even know what I want to say. I don't even know what I want to say. But I'm going to jump to this next one here because it's relevant. I actually have this. One of my good friends in Middle New York sent me this last week. I won't say his name,
Oh, I don't know who that person is.
but he did send me that, and it was good. So, we're gonna get to that later. But
Oh, there's one other that I sent you that I hope you drink because
that's gonna be I'm actually gonna say that for our year in review show because it's
because
one of the best beers I tasted this year in person. I had that over at remember I was at Seventh Tier in Cleveland. I had it there. Then you sent it to me, and I'm like, man, it's just beautiful. So Dry Dock Grapefruit Double IPA. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
There we go.
I'm wincing if you didn't see my face.
Oh, right. So
It's not even the double IPA part; it's the grapefruit part. I really, really do not like the taste of grapefruit. It,
oh,
it is a
I didn't
weird thing
know
for me.
that.
No, it's
Grapefruit.
that and like the other one that is blood oranges. Blood oranges have kind of a grapefruit taste to me, and I don't care for those either.
When it's really really concentrated, I'm with you for
Yeah,
sure.
but it's like this. It's like tries to be sweet, and it's like tart, but not
Tart.
like good tart.
Right, right. Oh man, I love grapefruits, but like I love grapefruits like I like big stouts, only like this amount. Like I need a short time for. I need. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't know grapefruit IPAs though. So you're not a fan of grapefruit IPAs, or when they stray
Grapefruit.
into that grapefruit area, that's when you
That's a
bail
tough
out.
one for me to pass. Yes. So yeah, that is not an easy one for me to overcome. But I am curious to see how this plays with a double IPA because
Right.
double IPA
Okay.
is like
Uh,
yeah.
right.
Well,
Um.
you had chopped up there for a minute, so I was just trying to carry it out a little.
No. Yeah. So my internet is unstable. I don't know why, but it's. How about Wisconsin is unstable? How about that? Anyway. Oh, I did. I took a swipe at fucking Wisconsin. Yes, I did. One Well Brewing out
Nice.
there in Michigan. They do fantastic shit. But we're gonna have this grapefruit. Okay, so like this is what jumps out at me. It says grapefruit, and then at the bottom it says double. It's like grapefruit IPA.
Yeah.
So you know what that means? Ooh.
Is that a good ooh? Is that a
For you, it wouldn't be. Trust me. This this smells like I just cut open a grapefruit. It smells like I just cut it open. Look at it, right?
it would be like, ooh,
Right.
keep giving me that beer.
Oh, it smells. It literally smells like a grapefruit. It's just.
Yeah,
It's,
Jill would love that. She would love to be like, oh, grapefruit.
I'm mixed on it, man. Like if I cut open a grapefruit, I can eat half of it, and then it's just too much for me. Um, and then I don't know if you know there are a bunch of hops that give off the grapefruit. Um, and let's pull up Dry Dock real quick here and see if
See if that's what they got in there. Yeah.
yeah before I even. But this smells like a grapefruit bomb. Like this it's not. Oh, here we go. So this is one of their regulars. Okay.
But they keep
Uh,
telling me if you're 21, dude. Is there something you want to get off your chest or what?
yeah. I mean I love flattery is going to get that website nowhere, but so hoppy citrus and pine intertwined with grapefruit. Okay, because on the nose it's all
Are
grapefruit.
you getting any pine out of the nose?
It is. It is just all. It is like again. This is great. I almost feel I'm about to drink grapefruit juice. Like that's what it's telling me. You're about to have grapefruit juice. So let me a gentle beast brew with seven different American sea hops.
Oh my god.
Chinook, Cascade, Columbus, Centennial, Crystal, Challenger, and Citra.
I am out. I feel like
Chinook, Cascade, Columbus, Centennial, Crystal. Look at that, 90 IBUs. Look at that shit. They only can measure 100, Doug.
I know.
So they got
that golden promise grains as if that's gonna cut it at all. Thanks.
and let's just throw some puree in here for shits and fucking giggles. All right, well.
Hey man, see how it tastes.
Here we go. So one of those, as explained, still a lot. I mean, I seriously have never smelled a beer so grapefruity. So here we go. And I don't know, I've never seen many beers have grapefruit puree in them. I've seen them again use the hops in a way that accents the grapefruit.
Yeah, give it the notes of grapefruit. Yeah.
Okay. It is okay. First of all, It's grapefruity. The grapefruit's there. It's a grapefruit beer, but it's not over. Like the nose is more grapefruit than it is in the mouthfeel. And it's not. You won't like this. You wouldn't like this.
I'll,
But it's not that bad, man. You know what I mean? And I don't like using not that bad either because that's a kind of like a backhanded compliment. It's
yeah,
not really. It wasn't really that bad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But like when you say it's not that bad, you're saying it on some level it's bad. Like someone famous once said, "I am the least racist person," but that means you're still a racist. It's kind of like this. We're like, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not that crazy of a grapefruit beer, but it's still a grapefruit beer. So if you don't like grapefruit, this is definitely not your thing.
Yeah.
And
If
even
you're gonna do all those kind of hops, I need something to cut that, and grapefruit would not be what I would choose. But
no, but the grapefruit is, as you say, is cutting it. It is. It absolutely is taking that away. Um, but I bet you the hops is taking away some of that tartness. You're not getting that normal tartness that is like, I don't know. For me, grapefruit is overwhelmingly tart. Like it's just too much.
I agree.
Right. And this takes some of that out, but it's still there enough to be like, hey, this is a grapefruit beer. Like
Yeah.
it's grapefruit beer. It's a grapefruit beer. But it's not and it's not really like it's not even as snappy as a lot of double IPAs are. Double IPAs I look for like snappy. I want them to like almost bite me a little bit with the hops. You know what I mean? Like for you it would be too much. For me, that's what I'm looking for in a beer like this. And I'm not getting it. So again, if anybody likes grapefruit and not hops, you would love this. Um, People who like juicy beers would love this. I mean, not that you don't like hops, but you know what I mean. Because again, this here, look, it's saying 90, dog. That's a lot. But it's not feeling that. I'm not feeling that 90 here. I'm feeling a little bit of balance of the hops with the puree and stuff. So, in my opinion, they did a pretty good job at this. If that's what they were trying to do, have a nice, you know, uh, you know, it's a tall order to brighten a double IPA. So I guess what they're trying to do is they took their regular IPA and grapefruited it out. Just look what happened. But yeah, not for you. But
Hey,
and this is a one shot too. This is a even if I went to Dry Docks thing, I would only have like this much of it.
yeah.
And I would enjoy it to death. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably finish this one only because it's a big one.
Yeah.
But normally though, I don't know if I could do too many of these.
I would. That's the thing is like when you get into the like, some people can do it, but if like you're doing sours or something extraordinarily hoppy, or like even to me like barrel age stuff, like something that's got such a pronounced, overwhelming flavor, it's not lends itself to like I'm gonna drink 5 of these. No, you're not, because you'll be dead. But
Right.
like I think if it's something where you're looking, like I love, for instance, Southern Tier Creme Brulee Stout. I think it's outstanding. I can't drink more than one of them because it's too decadent. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not, as the kids say, crushable. So yeah.
And again, that's one of the best parts about craft beer, in my opinion, is that it's taking us away from that beer, let's just crush beer society, and like let's savor beer. And now we're gonna go 360 back to the Scotch conversation, where again, if people pounded Scotch, no one will be alive. So Scotch has that.
There'd be a lot of dead Scottish people.
Right. Scotch has that. Well, Scotch, obviously, for what it is and how it's delivered, obviously it's a sipping type of thing, and a lot of people haven't made that connection that beer is the same thing, or there are certain styles. Again, you're not going to be pounding barley wine. It's just not going to happen.
You are not.
But you will sip
later.
right. But you'll sip with the barley wine with your wife at the fireplace, like this. And again, I love craft beer for that reason, because it really makes people slow down. Like slow down on that dragon's milk. Slow You need to calm down.
Let that mellow a little.
Right.
So
Right.
can I take a diversion on the Scotch conversation because I have a good story about Scotch.
Okay, great.
Somebody who so I was out at a work dinner. Okay, there was somebody who I work with who was rather young, uh, like not young, like oh they're 18. No, they were in their mid 20s, and my boss was like, "Hey Doug, I know you like Scotch because there's a couple of the guys in the group that know that I drink craft beer, I drink Scotch." Another guy's like, I'm a whiskey drinker, but I like bourbon. So like he's good at telling us what. So my boss goes, hey, what would you suggest off the Scotch menu? And I said, well, what I would drink would be something very different than what the general palate is. But if you want a really good Scotch that is really accessible, then I've suggested Balvenie Doublewood 12 year, which is it's not a cheap Scotch, but it's not a super expensive one. But it's very smooth. It's not peaty. It's not smoky. It's floral and sweet. And I order one. My boss is like, "Hey, I'm going to try that too." And then this other guy who's a boss of a different department was like, "All right, well, I'll give it a go." And this young guy goes, "Oh, okay. Well, can I have one too?" And we're like, "Yeah." So we get the drams out, and I'm like, oh, and I take a little bit of my water, and I do how I drink scotches. I just take a little bit of water and put it in, and that opens up the bouquet of it. That actually opens up the flavors and the notes in it. There's something I learned when I was in Scotland. So, I'm sitting there and I'm just take a little sip, and I look over to my young coworker, and he just looks at it, and I was like, that was a $12 1 ounce pour that you just shot down like it was a Jello shot. And the best part is he did it and he was like, and I was like, I felt bad because it was like just something he didn't have any experience with.
Right.
So like,
Right.
and after we left, I said, hey man, so listen, if you're gonna drink scotch, it's not like bourbon. You can savor bourbon too. There's good bourbons too. But I'm saying scotch is very much a sipper. You take your time, you enjoy it, and you enjoy the flavors in it. It's not a shot. And he goes, yeah, I kind of figured that after I drank it like that. It burned all the way down. Oh man, that was hilarious. Sorry.
This is when you swirl around.
It was way more funny in person just because we all looked at him like, what are you doing?
Dude.
Yeah. And my boss is like, I just spent $12. Like he thought it was you got it from a shooter girl or something.
Right. This ain't America, y'all.
All right, man. So listen, I'm going to go to my last one.
All right.
Cocobesa. So this one I'm intrigued because it's 2 years old. It's been aged in a bottle. I'm curious to see what comes forward on this. So, and also what I like is I actually prefer the older label.
Yeah, so do I.
Yep. Yeah. Like the newer one's neat, but it's a little more sleek. Yeah. But that's their new design. If you see something like Fear Movie Lions or one of their other beers, they all kind of have that same feel.
I'm still here.
All right. Here we go. I'm doing the Grey Glass. Pinky out.
Always, especially with Tiku. I got no Tiku here though too.
Baby, is that? Look at the head coming out on that, and I poured it just like the other ones.
Oh,
baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have some action there, and we didn't have much action in the last one.
No, we did not. That one was way more flat.
Right, and again, it shows you the difference of each batch. It really shows.
This one smells so much more balanced than that 2018 variant.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like I was. All right, so remember the current one? It was like I could get chocolate, coffee, vanilla, a little bit of nutmeg. This one, the coffee is less. The vanilla and the chocolate are present. The vanilla is a little more forefront than the chocolate is.
Mm.
No smell of the peppers at all. I don't know. It just smells delicious. Like it smells better than even the current one, but like it just smells delicious. I don't.
3 years ago. So we're talking 16, right? Or 17?
17.
17, okay. 2 years. Well, two, three, whatever.
All right. So what's funny is, remember I said I got no coffee notes out of the smell. Coffee notes are all up in your business on the taste.
Really?
Yeah.
So the coffee lasted 2 years.
Yeah. It's almost like a you have bitter dark chocolate. Like dark chocolate's like bitter.
Yeah.
It's not like it's almost like the coffee and there's like a bitter dark chocolate that got mixed in with it.
Hmm.
It's really different, like way different than the other ones I had. Like the first two were somewhat similar. This one, the nose on it was better than the other three by far. The taste is more bitter.
Okay.
I kind of like that.
It's like a different beer.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. It feels like the recipe is vastly changed.
But it almost tastes like an extra stout bitter. Like that's how it is.
Stout bitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an ESB, man. That's what it tastes like to me. But it's
Yes.
definitely not that low in ABV because those are generally not a high ABV beer.
Yeah.
This,
No.
this is outstanding. I would tell you if you compare this with like a fucking steak or something like that, it would just be heaven.
So, is that the best one out of the three?
I was definitely the most unique.
Okay.
They're all different. They were all. What's interesting is each of them were so different.
Wow.
I really enjoy this one because I like ESBs and it's not a style I can find a lot.
The fuck. The fuck.
And I was
the fuck. No, the fuck. We're trying. You're literally trying. The fuck. You're trying. Okay, so I'm just trying to put my head around this actually. So you're literally trying. What do they call it? What do they call it when you do a flight or not a flight? What do they do?
A ladder.
Yes, a ladder. You're literally doing a ladder of imperial stouts.
Yeah.
And you're picking ESB out of an imperial stout. And in my opinion, besides the mole factor, you almost can't get two different. I mean, you can't get two different styles because ESB is supposed to be like, it's not supposed to be a big ass beer. It's supposed to be a sessionable beer that you can drink a 6,000 of. And you're telling me that stout is really equivalent to the ESB. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just blown away by that.
It's not an ESB. It's more reminiscent. That's maybe a
no. I hear you. I'm still blown away
because you got all that roast going on that I really like.
Yeah,
but it's that bitter taste that cuts into it that I don't know.
I gotcha.
I wouldn't have seen that coming at all, especially after the first two.
Yeah, and then
I don't know if that's due to 2 years of cellaring or if it's due to it 2 years of cellaring in a bottle versus a can.
Well, I was gonna say the bottle. We have the bottle in a can. We also have the issue of we have the issue of that head.
Yeah,
the head came out big, bold, nice, and then you said the one last year was thinner. As far as definitely carbonation, there's no question.
This is a second pour. Look how much.
Yeah, look at that.
I mean, usually your second pour you don't get anywhere near that much, and it doesn't stay. Like that's really
wow.
Strong like bull.
Yeah. Well, and it shows you too. Even in my opinion, we're talking about even a big ass place like Stone, and compared to a lot of the beer places that we drink at, Stone is humongous. It is vast, Doug. Especially the one in Richmond, Virginia. I should have a video out on my YouTube channel or our YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it, of this when you go in there and they show you, it is amazingly huge and big. But to me, it shows you that like each year's a quote different batch, and craft beer people like us know it. but I don't know how many people know it, and I don't even know how many people would actually literally tolerate it. Like some people are get pissed off when their beer isn't the same every year.
Yeah.
When you're fascinated by it, I can see you love it. I love it, but I don't know if are we the mainstream? Are we normal people in this aspect where we're like, okay, it's different batches, so we can almost expect something different this year?
Yeah.
Like that's how I look at it. I'm like, this ain't gonna be like last year, so let's roll. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, let's see. While it might not be the same, where the similarities, where the differences. But I like finding that.
That's great.
I don't want it to be. It's like, there's the whole story about like, McDonald's making only making fries with the one kind of potato because they want everything to taste the same. Well, I don't
Right.
I don't care for that. I want some variance. I want to see the differences between how people make stuff, whether it be beer, food, whatever. But like, I just really want to see the difference. And the batches from these three were so different that I'm just blown away.
And again, that's just awesome. And I fucking love it, Doug, that you brought up McDonald's because McDonald's is a great. Sorry, it's a great analogy to big beer. Like, again, you know what you're getting when you go to McDonald's for better for worse. You know what you're getting when you go for big beer for better for worse. Again, sometimes jumping off on craft beer, with all due respect, can be a little risky because sometimes you may not get that. You know what I mean? Because again, we remember last week we talked about was it? Oh, it was a Mad Elf week, and then after Mad Elf week we talked about Great Lake. I had Great Lakes Christmas Ale, and that shit changed, man. That was a different beer when I started drinking it, and I don't know if people like. And it's great. It's still a great beer. In fact, I like the evolution of it. To be honest with you, I kind of thought it was too big before, as far as like this. I think with all due respect, I think they quote watered it down,
Yeah.
and made it more palatable for more people. And again, I know some people get pissed off about that, but at the end of the day, I'd rather Great Lakes do that than not have Great Lakes brewing anymore. Because there's, again, I don't know what I would do without no Ella Fitzgerald, Edmund Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald, that would be an awesome beer. That's their next brand.
We got to do Ella Fitzgerald should do an Edmund Fitzgerald song. But anyway, yeah. Anyway,
Got a few beers, I think.
On to the next beer, which is this Blizzard of Hops Winter IPA, which some beer fairy sent me, and I got in the mail. And I'm not okay. So we created. What is a winter IPA? What the is that?
I have no clue. I will tell you, I had this, and because of the hoppiness, I was not as much of a fan. But I thought you might be, which is why this person in question sent you a particular beer.
All right. So let's check the. I love when they put Best Buy. Best Buy. Look at that. Okay. 227 2020.
And no, 80 IBUs too.
No, 80 IBUs. Ooh. No excuse. This should be top of the line. This should be better. Should be good. Now, since the show started, I got some sniffles. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know where they came from, whatever.
I think I sent them over the weight.
Yeah, you did. It's that pre-production meeting that we didn't have.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
We're going live in 2 minutes, or we're going live right now, Doug. Hi. But I'm not. And again, I smelled a bunch of beers tonight, even with the sniffles, and I'm not getting any hot presence out of this nose. So I'm scared. Because if I'm not getting any, I mean some, but I don't even know what this shit smells like. I really don't even know. Okay, so 80 IBUs. We created this winter IPA to toast hop growers around the world for another successful harvest. We got it. Some of hoppy, citrus, and pine. Reminding the world, top suckers in the world. We taste spruce, stips, pineapple, and orange rind. Okay, well, let's see. Doug. Okay, so respectfully, my first thought is that this beer is a fucking mess. Um,
Is it what?
it's a fucking mess. So okay, so it says 80 IBUs, so maybe I should have saw that before because I'm all like, all right, 80 IBUs. I think that's probably didn't I have one that was 90? That grapefruit
Yeah.
one?
You said
Um,
that one didn't taste like it was 90 IBUs.
no, and I think that's because of the grapefruit puree. I think that sweetness just rolled over those. This one, I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm trying to be honest, and maybe it should have been my eighth, but maybe that's what you got to do. You got to give me my eighth beer, and then I can like, bro. I hold on.
Maybe you cleaned your palate, man.
Okay, so I don't. See, to me, this tastes like a session IPA. Like it tastes like some like tamed down IPA. Like I'm not getting this big hop profile. I'm not getting really any flavor. I don't know why. I mean, I get some flavor. I don't know why you call it a winter IPA. What does it make it winter? I don't know, dog. I don't know what to think. It's not a bad beer. It's not bad. I'll probably finish it actually. In fact, but maybe I'm gonna finish it because I'm like trying to find out what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
As opposed
Well,
to,
I'm gonna
like
tell you,
it's
they released a double Blizzard of Hops, which is a Blizzard of Hops Winter Double IPA this year.
okay.
So I'm wondering what that's like. I personally will probably not ever taste that because that is not going to be something I want to try. But
I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know that.
even
It's kind of
hey,
like a mad. Like
just to be fair, McKeever even said he was not impressed by Blizzard of Hops. He said he didn't
yeah,
think it. He said he didn't think it was distinctive.
yeah. Oh, is McKeever in there? Cool.
Yeah, he told me Chocobisa was better than Mad Elf, and I
Oh, he's threatening to block you and everything. Wow. Okay. Things are going well there.
oh, I need a drink more.
No, this is mad. Like respectful for me, it's mad. Like
I
I don't know what's going on with it. Again, it's just like kind of undefined. Like when you say winter, when you put winter on a beer,
well,
you're almost saying like
like supposed to be pine and spruce in
or
there.
something, or I'm not getting pine and sprucey, or I don't know. Winter is like nut for me. Winter's nutmeg and cinnamon, and like, what do you think about a Christmas ale? Like, that's kind of a winter. Like when you say winter to me, you're like winter and out. You're like kind of. So I don't know about this one. I'm not.
Maybe it's like, hey, you Midwesterner, I know you're just going to sit there and drink because you got nothing else to do, so it's not going to matter on this
Right,
taste.
right. You're caught anyway, mother.
Be with it, man.
And this is all I got left. But I think again, a lot of it
I
was
should
me
have.
drinking
I
it
should have
to find out what the fuck
sent
was
you
going
a perpetual IPA. That's what I should have sent you. But
on. No, I'm not. Thanks for sending it to me. It was good, man. Don't get me wrong, but like, I'm not sure what the hell you're trying to do there. So we're going to move on to
yeah,
tried and true, right? You already told me it's good.
I love that beer. So
Got a story behind it?
no,
How
I
long
just
you been drinking it? Oh,
delicious.
my dirty ass glass.
Look at the head on that, man.
Yeah, I poured it for that shit. Man, I got to take a picture of my desk here. This shit's epic. Oh, look at this. If it wasn't for, we just turned the hour time. If it wasn't for the hour time, oh, look at that. Look at that.
That looks.
So this is Brooklyn Brewery. Um, this is one I am fucking looking forward to visiting in May. Um, and yeah, I can't
Very,
wait.
very month of May, man.
Garrett Oliver is fucking the brewmaster there. He's awesome. He's amazing. If you go to Fresh Fest next year, Doug, you might meet him.
Hey,
If you go to Fresh Fest next year, you will meet him if you want to. This
I
is
am
around.
going to make my way there, my man.
He's great, man. I don't know. I'm gonna send him an email. I don't. Me and him aren't like that, unfortunately. But I will send him an email and say I met you at Fresh Fest, and if there's any way you are in town when we roll through there, we're coming through Brooklyn, blah blah blah. So we'll see if he responds to me.
Hey,
But
if
if not,
if he doesn't, hey, whatever. You rolled the dice, whatever.
no. But what I told you earlier today on the personal DM, I'm gonna say it here, and it's great. We should go to New Holland, man. I got it in there. I know the people, or at least I know some people there. It's fucking great. I know that's your shit. It's New Holland. Holland's a great. Holland, Michigan's a really nice place.
Yeah,
Right by Lake Michigan, right by the water.
yeah.
Thousand things to do.
That's a classic example too of the batches not being the same. Is like you drink Dragon's Milk and it's not exactly the same every time. It's a little different each time. I told you.
Woo! This is a big one too, though. Oh shit! This is a Russian.
Yeah.
I didn't know this shit was
Come on, man.
that big, y'all. Damn, 10% alcohol. What are y'all trying to do to me tonight?
Oh, I'm not trying to do anything. You're a grown ass man. You make your own choices for what you drink.
Oh fuck! I thought it was some like nice little baby chocolate stout that I was just gonna like
No, it's not.
like out on, like, oh, look at the baby chocolate stout, almost like a Baby Yoda. I don't even watch it, but
I don't either. I know
neither do I. Right. But you know the Baby Yoda thing. I thought it was like a baby stout thing. No, this is a big. Troganator is a much better winter brew. Troganator is a good beer.
Yeah, I actually have a can of that from the 12 pack I bought. They included 2 Troganators. I kept those. Sorry, I love those.
Hey man,
that is a really good beer, but I can get that all the time. That's the thing. But because I can get it all the time, I never get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
you get this all the time.
I can't get that. I only get that around Christmas time.
But like when it's out, you can get it, all right.
Yeah, I can get that because Brooklyn Brewery delivers to us all over the place. We can get all their stuff.
I've never had this one. But I want it again, man. Man, big chocolate, big roast, big booze.
Yep,
it's fucking nice. It really is. Damn, I'm surprised I never had this one, Doug. You're like, oh man, you're like, oh, I got, please. You're like, please,
forever. Like what? You said
really,
I was like,
you've been drinking this forever?
Yeah, I've had that. I think the first time I had that was probably 10 or 12 years ago.
Damn. Okay.
It's a yearly beer they make, and it's always
right.
It was much harder to get early on, but I remember getting it at this one bar in Scranton where it was just one bastion of craft brewery.
Scranton. Look at you pull that out. Well, you're not even Joe Biden.
For way too long.
You're not even Joe Biden.
Yeah, I didn't go Scranton, which is how they pronounce it there. But
yes, I thought I got close actually. Scranton.
Yeah, kind of close. But the thing is like there's this one place that was this seafood restaurant called Cooper's. Cooper's had 2 locations, but what they're really known for is they had a ginormous beer list. Way back when, back before people just had shit tons of beer.
Before it was cool.
So you would get, that was where I had 2 of the worst beers of my life.
Oh.
Because there were things I just couldn't find. And I was like, well, I've never seen that. I'm going to try it. I had Lenny Bruce Rye PA, double Rye PA, which was just horrible. And then I had Santa Claus beer. Santa Claus is like something from Denmark or Sweden or something. And it's a malt beverage. And it was, I about vomited when I drank it. I was like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, that place just was is one of those weird places where I went and they just had things I could go and just be like, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, I've never seen any of this stuff. I want to try all of it. And I tried it.
Right. So Doug, I'm on my last one. So
yeah, I told you I only did 3 because all my 3 were heavy hitters. So
I actually did 7 tonight.
Yeah.
That might be a record, but we'll find out next week because I think I'm gonna do so. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 cans here. So I'm gonna start my recap because I have 7.
You got a long way to go, man.
Okay, so
sleep.
Okay, so least enjoyable to most enjoyable. It doesn't mean least to worst. My opinion is only mine. And again, if we did this with 10 people, we would get 10 different opinions.
Yeah.
So we will start with the most disappointing. I think you know where I'm going to go with this one.
I'm pretty sure.
Again, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this. It's not in a bad way though. I mean, it's kind of in a bad way. It's a mess, but it's not in a mess in a way that like I wouldn't tell anybody to drink it. It's a mess in a way like I'm not sure what we're trying to achieve with this. Just saying. So again, because I'm a hop guy, man. I'm a session IPA guy, man. I love Christmas ales, man. What? Forget it. So anyway, after that, I guess it's the blueberry. And the blueberry is good. It's definitely not the style for this year or this time of year.
Yeah.
But again, as much as I fucking hate and want to repel the seasonal beer thing, I find myself falling into it. So like, it really annoyed me that I just said that this is not a beer for this time of year.
Yeah.
That's not really a mark against it, actually. The mark against it, I guess I would have to say is that's a little too sweet. But I don't know. I would under normal circumstances I would finish this. This isn't normal circumstance. Next. So blueberry is second worst. Damn. Okay, so I guess we have to get to this.
Now is when it gets tough.
Grapefruit. It was grapefruit. It was good. If you're a grapefruit person, great. I'm on the line about being on grapefruit, so it was okay. This is like get a little bit of sample. You wouldn't like it at all. You need to stay the fuck away. So
take your advice on that every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
You need to stay the fuck away from that for sure. So So now we go to Dry Dock, the IPA, tasty, nice. Remember the thing I remember with this one is that it had a malt background that matched the hops, and it was good. It's balanced. I like it, and I'm building you won't see it, but I'm building a wall here. So, oh look at this. We're coming down to it. Actually, it's fucking interesting that this pale ale here, tiny little love pale ale, kind of outlasted all these other ones from Dry Dock. It was refreshing. It was nice. Actually, there's a little bit more left in here. And if I find the glass that I had it in, I might have it again because this is really good. Balanced, nice, not too much pine. It reminds me a little bit of a session. That was great. So now we're down to, you couldn't get any different than a honey light lager and a black chocolate stout. But I absolutely have to give the edge to not the lager.
Ooh, a big upset.
That's really good. It's fantastic. Again, as I said, as much as I push back on the summer beers, this is a summer beer. This is probably a shower beer. The next time I get one, I need to send your way. This is something you need to try, bro.
I definitely would love to try that.
You should. This is, again, if you come anywhere near the Twin Cities, Wisconsin area, this is one you should grab. I don't push lagers ever. This is one I would push. I fucking love it. Mexican lager and the Mexican honey light is a good one, but the Mexican honey with normal Mexican honey is a great one. And I'm pretty sure I have an imperial honey. I'm an imperial honey lager, which is fantastic too. So Indeed, fantastic. But Indeed is great, but they're not my favorite Minnesota brewery. I don't have any of them tonight, but I do have the shirt. Dangerous man.
I have not had any of their beer, and I am so jealous you get that stuff.
We're gonna do that. Dangerous Man they don't distribute. You have to go to their fucking brewery. And one of my good friends, Rick Dodor, and his wife Paige. Yeah. Look at me name dropping.
Yeah.
Right. But Rick is the reason why I get as much Dangerous Man as I do. He's just fantastic. He works there. He brings it home, brings them to the beer blogger things.
Yeah.
He just makes it really accessible. But Dangerous Man is not accessible at all. So but I'm gonna make sure we're gonna do some dangerous. We're gonna do something. I'm gonna get you some, brother. But Indeed, the best part about Dangerous Man is literally you can walk from Indeed to Dangerous Man in Minneapolis, and
Oh,
they're just two of like they're just two. They're just doing it great. There are, I think, there are over like 90 breweries in Minneapolis, and those are just two of the best ones. So, and then lastly, and certainly not least, it was the last one I opened. Um, I don't really have much to say.
I
Fantastic
told you that
chocolate,
it's gonna be a
dark,
great beer.
wonderful. This is going to get finished tonight. There's just no way I won't finish this. I've never seen this before in my life, actually. I just grabbed it because I was at the, and I was like, oh, anytime I see Brooklyn, it reminds me of Garrett, so I just buy it. If I don't have it in Brooklyn, I buy it. We don't get, we're in Wisconsin, so we don't get much Brooklyn. It's obvious that you would get more Brooklyn than I would. But again, everything I've had there is fantastic, and this is just another along the line. If it's the style, if it's the season, it just boom.
It's a big beer that doesn't drink like a big beer.
It doesn't drink like a big beer, and it has that sweetness stuff that like it's approachable to a lot of people. You
Yeah.
could pour this at your Christmas party for like a couple shots and give them around, and people would enjoy it. Boom.
But it doesn't. But to me, that doesn't even taste like a dessert beer. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not that overly sweet. Like this is like after I've had a meal. No, to me it's sweet, but it's not that Southern tier dessert beer sweet. It's not that. It's just it's smooth and but the sweetness just rolls right in it. It's not.
And it has enough alcohol at the end for like being you. Like I don't know. Have you had this year? Have you had this year?
I haven't picked any up this year, but I probably will.
It has that. It has but it has that. It's that like bourbon feel that we like at the end.
Yeah.
But it's not bourbon. But it's there. But it's smooth, and it's not like. Like you take it. You know what I mean? It's smooth. It's nice. It's. You described it, bro.
Yep.
So I'm done, man. That was my worst to first. That was my
long review, but I loved it. I loved every minute of it, dude.
Oh, it was good. And I have this left. I have. Let's see. I have the dry dock left. I mentioned the blueberry.
Yep.
And then this is that. This is not getting finished. Trogs. Sorry, brothers. No, and the blueberry probably not too. I'll probably finish the.
I wouldn't have had any of it to drink. I was like, I'll send one to Greg and see if maybe he likes it because it's so hoppy, and I figured maybe give it a try. But
you had it once, though, right?
I had it once, and I was like, I'm not drinking any more of that. Like I didn't even finish it. So. Yeah.
Anyway.
So this is all I have left, but I drank the other two down. So
okay, so where are we at with yours?
Okay, so I'm gonna say actually I'm mistaken. This one I didn't even finish.
So that was the second one, right?
Yes, this is the from 18. It was flat. It just it didn't stand out. I don't know if it was that particular year or if it was a can or where I sell it. Like there's so many factors that could wave into the way that it just didn't appeal. Like I said, it was drinkable. It just wasn't remarkable. Like it was just kind of like, but not like Blizzard of Hops Mary, like, not that. It was like, well, I don't necessarily have to drink that. So then I would say second is it's close. It's super fucking close between this and my 2017 one. Mm-hmm. And this is what I think is the epitome of this beer is the balance. I have, 7 different flavors weaving in and out, but it all just works. And it's not, none of them overpower each other. They don't fight for supremacy. It just works. So this is really good, but I have to say, I was just I'm going to pick this one as a winner, but just like 1A and this year's is 1B. I just like that this just had such a turn into something I just didn't expect to have, just like almost like a bitter chocolate taste into it that made it, like I said, it was an ESB was a bit of an overstatement, but like meaning like it just had that bitter note in it that it's like really good. Just there's that, sometimes when you have certain bitter things, there's like, oh, that's really rough. But no, this is just, it's almost like having a really, really strong cup of coffee. Like, that bitter cut where you're just like, oh, that's rough, but I really like that. That's kind of how I see it.
Excellent, Doug. So on that note, brother, cheers.
Cheers, man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you guys next week for year in review and
Yes.
our New Year's Eve show.
Ciao.
Thank you. Cheers.